Access granted.
Welcome back to another episode of the Artist Access. I am your host, Siraj Rich God. I'm Puwakanat in the Hotep. And man, we are here again with some phenomenal artists in the building. My first guest is a young lady. This was funny. I met this young lady at the first actual poetry event I did out here in December of 2017 when I first moved out here. I did my first actual event with Mr. Reverse It, and I performed with her that night. And so that was my first time seeing her. And ever since then, I've been following her and watching her, and just watching her live her journey. You know what I'm talking about? And I would always see how at different events. And I was like, man, I gotta get you on my show, you know? So she came out to the Artist Access experience, and we connected that day again. And so now we have her here, finally, you know? How you doing? Quietstorm. We have Quietstorm in the building.
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
Yes.
I can't believe you remember that. It was at Mr.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember we like at the end of the show, everybody came on stage and we took like some pictures, and you was like, I enjoyed your poem.
Yeah, that was the
I
best
was like,
times,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad you like my poem, you know.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
but your poem was fire as well, you know.
Thank you.
So before we get, I want to go. What I like to do, I like to go like to the beginning of your journey as a poet. So where did it all begin for you as being a poet out here?
Thank you for asking that question. Out here in Houston, or do you mean out here in Houston or just a poet out here, period?
Are you from here?
I'm from Houston.
Okay.
Yep. So I would say professionally, I went to Jackson State University. And so I joined, I auditioned for the Poetry Society out there, Outspoken Poetry Club or Outspoken Poetry Society at Jackson State University. And that was back in 2009.
Okay.
And so that's when it started professionally and performing in front of individuals and that type of work. And then when I moved back to Houston, which was in 2014 after I graduated, I started poetry at Sugar Hill at Seven's Joint on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I think I started doing that probably 2016.
Okay.
2016 or 2015,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
And so that's when I kind of got my feet in Houston's poetry scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you were in college, you already had been writing poetry before you wanted to join that society?
Not
Not really? You just wanted to get
as
off
a
in it,
kid,
though?
Well, I was a popcorn writer, and like as a kid, you know, I was that child or the cousin who would be writing raps. I wanted to be a rapper when I grew up.
Yeah, I can relate.
I wanted to be a rapper, and so you know, all my rhymes and stuff were like, "This your girl Jazz running real fast," that type of stuff. You know, so the popcorn poetry or the popcorn rhymes and stuff, and then. You know, so I started at a young age, and I didn't realize that. I was actually talking to my mom about that not too long ago, because she would always give me journals. So, yes, essentially, I was a writer, but I did not know that until college. I just wanted to join something to make me talk loud.
Okay.
That's the reason why. But now it's a gift. Well, not now. It's. I saw that it was a gift, so that's how that happened.
Yeah. So how did you enjoy coming out here and diving into the Houston poetry scene, like going to 7th Spot? I wasn't out here yet, but I heard it was some used to go down at that spot.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
It was always popping.
Yeah.
You know what I liked about that? I didn't have to use a mic over there because at Jackson we didn't use mics.
Okay.
So we learned how to properly project.
Yeah.
I purposely took certain classes to teach me how to speak and project and stuff like that. So So yeah, so I like that. The energy there was always fire.
Yeah.
The poets were always, man, I've met a lot of great poets who I saw saw that at that joint, and who are still moving around today, and just seeing how they have developed and things like that. So yeah, it was always hot. It was always hot.
Yeah.
You better come with it every time, for real.
Yeah. So I see you have a portrait book you brought with us today.
Yeah.
And you say that's the first book you put out in 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Letting My Scent Linger with Words is a poetry book that it's a compilation of poems from 2009 up to 2018. And so this is the first volume of the book. It's a 4-part series, I should say, or a volume of 4. It's a collection.
Okay.
And so this is the volume 1 of collection 1 of the 4. And so the second one will be coming out. I don't have a date for that, but I'm actually in touch with the publisher now. So to actually get that rolling. And each volume will be different by color of the book. And also different poetry from different eras of my life from that span.
Right.
So, yeah. And I have a copy for you, too.
Okay. Okay. So it's the same publisher that helped you with that one is on the second book? Okay.
Yep.
Like I just told you, I have a book that's finished now, so I'm trying to see if I want to self-publish or if I want to reach out to some publishers and help me kind of finalize it and put it actually in book form.
This is technically self-publishing.
Okay.
I just have the gentleman assisting me with that.
Okay.
And so I can share that information with you, and also the website that I'm using. Okay. And see, I don't put my stuff on Amazon because I like direct sales. I was a network marketer, so I like direct sales.
Right.
You know, so I'll go up to the people. I prefer to bring it to where I go and then have it shared out, you know, like at the Shape Center or something like that, you know. So something, I like that.
What about all of that? You think it's best just to take that lane, or what about doing that and having it available other places?
Definitely being diverse and putting it in stores too, because when I hear other individuals and they have their books and they talk about, oh, my book is in this store and my book is in this store, and in my mind I'm like, okay, I do want my book in those stores, but I want to have the best that will best interest me, you know, the business deal with the individual or the partnership that I have with that particular store. So, you know, that's something I am looking into, and what stores I would like to put them in.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you've been out here doing poetry for quite a while now, right? So tell me some of the things you would like to see more of in the Houston poetry scene, and some of the things you would rather see less of in the Houston poetry scene.
It's a strong topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll just give my answer. I would like to see more togetherness in the poetry community, and just as a people, period, who are artists. I've traveled to different places and seeing their arts and culture district and their arts and culture or their poetry society or their poetry scene and stuff like that. And some of the other states that I've been in, they have a pretty strong community.
It's a tighter community, right?
Everybody, you know, supports each other and things like that. And so I like that, because if we're talking about buying the block or, you know, power to the people, let's really empower the people and show them how we can all just come together and do the same thing, but everybody has their different niche. Everybody has their different perspectives and stuff, but we all can do the same thing. But I also understand the perspective of doing your own thing. Everybody want to do their own thing, which is an Americanized thought process of I have to do it this way, you know, because of how people do business. You know what I'm saying? And I think we should have more. What I also think we should have more people in the business world coming into the poetry community to teach the poets how to properly develop their poetry as a business and yourself as a corporation, and you know, those types of things. Which I have heard people talk about that. Not sure if they actually really do that and things like that. But that is something that I would like to see more of.